Welcome to Blues Memorial Hall at Butler University. Before the event begins, we would like to remind you of certain procedures to follow in order to ensure the safety and comfort of everyone in the theater. Please check to make sure all cell phones, pagers, watch alarms, audible devices, and text devices are turned off or silenced. Please refrain from using these devices during the event. Please take a moment to notice your surroundings. Locate at least 2 exits closest to your seat. In the event of an emergency, please walk calmly through an exit and listen for further announcements.
It is my honor and privilege as the Chair of Faculty Senate and Chief Faculty Marshal, Dr. Elizabeth Mix, to proclaim the opening of the 2014 Butler University Convocation. I would like to thank Mr. Charles Manning for the prelude and processional music. At this time, I am pleased to introduce the Butler University Chorale. Under the direction of Dr. Eric Stark, the chorale will perform the anthem, Things That Never Die, with lyrics from a poem by Charles Dickens and music by Lee Dinkler.
Thank you, Dr. Stark and the Butler Chorale. That was absolutely, I love that song. We do that every convocation and for graduation as well. Let's recognize them again. Can we do that? All right, good morning. Oh, let's try this again. Where are my early registration parents at? Are you here? Okay, we're going to try that one more time. You know better than this, all right? All right, good morning. Good morning. Excellent, excellent. You're trained very well from this summer. All right, my name is Dr. Levester Johnson, and as Vice President for Student Affairs, I'm pleased to welcome you to the Butler University community. To those of you who have been moving items into the residence halls this weekend, we hope you found helpful the various staff, students, alumni, and parents who assisted in the move-in process. For those of you who will be commuting to Butler, I trust we have given you a sense of the available campus resources. I hope all of you are beginning to make Butler and see Butler as your home away from home. While at Butler, you will find numerous opportunities for involvement and learning, both inside and outside the classroom. In the past few weeks, you have received an invitation of sorts to become a part of Butler's community of care. We hope you strive to be a member of our community who takes personal responsibility for your action and shows genuine concern for others. Now, John D. Rockefeller once said, end quote, "Opportunity implies obligation," end quote. Consider it an ongoing assignment to seize opportunities for life and learning at Butler and come out on the other side of your degree richer for the experiences you have had here. I would now like to take a moment to introduce Butler University's platform party representing the institution's leadership. With the following, please stand and remain standing until all introductions are completed. So representing the academic leadership of the institution, we have Butler University Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Catherine Morris. Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dr. Jay Howard. Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Ina Shelley. Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Stephen Standiford. Dean of the College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, Dr. Mary Graham. Dean of the Jordan College of the Arts, Dr. Ronald Caltabiano. And Dean of the College of Communications, Dr. Gary Edgerton. Let's recognize these individuals. Also joining us on stage are the institution's vice presidents, University General Counsel, the Chair of Staff Assembly, the Student Government Association President, and invited alumnus. So let's recognize Bruce Eric, Vice President for Finance and Administration, Barry Collier, Vice President and Director of Athletics, Matt Mindrum, Vice President for Marketing and Communications, Claire Agati, University General Counsel, Josh Downing, Chair of Staff Assembly, Chad Pingle, Student Government Association President, and Chris Gall, Vice President of Marketing and Communication for Visit Indy. Additionally, marshaling our faculty are Dr. Mary McManus Ramsbottom, Associate Provost, Dr. Lawrence Kennedy, Vice Chair of Faculty Senate and Professor of Pharmacy Practice. Our student marshals are Dr. Sally Click, Dean of Student Services, and Dr. Ann Flaherty, Dean of Student Life. And finally, marshaling for the platform party, we have Dr. Roger Boop, Faculty Emeritus. Please join me in recognizing all these individuals. Okay, now it's my pleasure to introduce, you to yourselves, okay? You are the newest members of the Butler University community. As a way for you to get to know one another, I wanted to share some information about you that we learned through your application process, okay? Some of you are a little afraid right now, right? Okay. Now, academically, you are one of the strongest classes in recent history of the university, with nearly a quarter-point gain in your ACT scores, as well as a 14-point composite gain on the SAT. Also worth noting is that there were multiple students with perfect subject scores on one exam or another. Now, back in the day, I would have really been seeking those students out, all right, when I came to my institution as well for study buddies, all right? So you should do the same. Your academic strength is also reflected in the 5 National Merit semifinalists and 1 National Achievement Scholar. This class also comes to us from 545 different high schools, 12 homeschool programs as well. Geographically, you are from all over the place, all right? You hail from 36 different states within the United States and 33 countries from around the globe. 179 of you identified yourselves as legacies, which basically means that you have a close relative who attended Butler at some point. 14.3% of you identified yourselves as multicultural, which means you are one of the most diverse student classes we've ever had. We believe that co-curricular involvement helps to enhance a student's learning and makes for a holistically engaged student. We were excited to hear that before you came to Butler, there were dozens of you who were Eagle Scouts. Where are the Eagle Scouts at? You're probably not going to identify yourself right away, right? And there were Girl Scout Gold Award recipients as well. Literally, one of your classmates performed at Chicago's Steppenwolf Theater, right, over the summer. Someone uses their talents as a voiceover artist. How about that for creativity? We do videos within the Student Affairs office, so if you need a job, please come see me. Finally, one of your classmates' admissions essay was actually selected and published within the New York Times. Griffin Carbeck, all right, actually submitted this to the New York Times, and I'm going to actually give you a quote from the actual application that he shared. And we did check with him, so this is legit, all right? End quote. My journey is not over. What better place than a college campus to continue to meet interesting people whose lives' experiences are different than my own. In admitting me to Butler University, you will be adding a student not only serious about academics, but one looking to make positive impact on the campus community of students, end quote. I think indeed many of you, in reflection, feel the same way as Griffin does about your start here at Butler University. We're excited to mentor, teach, support, and champion your experiences. So, Butler class of 2018, let's all welcome them to the Butler University community. Now, I actually have the honor of working one-on-one with the next speaker in his role as Student Government Association President. From our time together, it is evident that Chad has a strong commitment to engaging Butler students through the development of co-curricular programming, involvement, and service. Please welcome our next speaker, Butler University Student Government President, Chad Pingle.
Thank you for the warm words, Dr. Johnson. Good morning to you all. My name is Chad Pingle, and I have the honor to represent the student body for the upcoming year as your Student Government Association President. It is very exciting to be one of the first students to welcome you all to Butler, especially since you will meet thousands in the course of your careers. My message today to you will be very brief and in the form of some important advice I was given when I started here. Explore the Butler experience. Now, as you first adventure through Butler, explore by meeting other members of this supportive community. Form everlasting bonds of friendship with your fellow students. Allow the superb faculty to guide you with their knowledge, and reciprocate kindness to our resourceful staff members. These unique people come from various backgrounds with diverse interests, beliefs, and cultures. They will challenge you. They will care for you, they will inspire you, and above all, they will help you to understand the threads of life that we share. If you have the opportunity, next explore other worlds outside of this wonderful campus. From lobbying Congress in Washington, D.C. to wading in the River Ganges in India, Butler students have done it all, including myself who, while studying in London this summer, went on the Harry Potter studio tour. I would highly recommend it, actually. Next, don't miss exploring your education. Attend class every day, contribute, take notes, and make time to know your professors. I emphasize the importance of this because somewhere along the way, someone believed in you being here. That person believed in your successful education and the promise that it holds. From the incredible statistics that Dr. Johnson just read to you all, I believe in you being here. And I believe in your education. So does Butler. Now, with all the busyness of college life, be open to exploring for memories. Go with your friends to Chicago for a spontaneous pizza run, or jump in every fountain around campus before you graduate. The best experiences that you have will be shared with the friends that you make here. So say yes more often than no. Also, in your adventures, explore outside of your comfort zone. Now is the time to break out of your shell. Use the upcoming year to meet as many people as you can, try new things, and keep an open mind. You may never know what opportunities will come around. Last and most importantly, take some time to explore yourself. Develop your strengths. Learn from your weaknesses pursue your passions, and discover why you are here. To achieve this, get involved. I believe that involvement on this campus has been the primary cause for my personal growth and for that of my peers. Now, your exploration is just beginning, and mine is not over. I'm excited to meet you all throughout the coming years when our paths may cross. I wish you all the best, and thank you.
Great words of wisdom, all right? So we said, explore your education, explore with faculty and staff, and explore making memories by experiencing all that Butler and Indianapolis have to offer. Thanks again, Chad. Our next speaker is a distinguished Butler University alumnus from the class of 2000. Chris Gall, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Visit Indy, is a part of the leadership team for this city. Chris, who was highly involved as a Butler student, has remained a shining example of both engagement here within the Butler community and within the Indianapolis community. Please welcome our next speaker, Chris Gall.
Well, thank you, Dr. Johnson. On behalf of the city of Indianapolis, I'm honored to welcome you to our great city, a city that is very excited to have such a group of bright, talented people officially entering our community. As a proud Butler alumnus, a member of the College of Communication Board, and also a member of the Butler Alumni Board, it is an extreme honor to be here today in this dual role of city advocate and Butler advocate. I vividly recall sitting right about there in August of 1996. I had butterflies. I was anxiously trying to have them fly in formation. My mom, a single parent who raised me after my dad died, sat next to me with a Kleenex in her hand. Though I love her dearly, I was ready to kiss her goodbye and get on with my college experience. I only had to travel 12 miles to move from my house into Ross Hall for my freshman year, but I knew going off to college was not defined by the physical distance you travel, rather the emotional distance you go through to arrive at school. Parents, no matter how far you have traveled today, you have made a great decision. You are sending your child off to a university that demands commitment, denies selfishness, accepts reality, yet seeks improvement daily. It's called the Butler Way. It's also called the Indianapolis Way. I firmly believe there is no better city in America for Butler to be located in than Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a natural marriage. Much like Butler, Indy is often considered an underdog, but has risen on its own accord into the upper echelon of cities in the United States and arguably the globe. More than 30 years ago, city leaders had an ambitious vision to shed the nicknames of Naptown and Indianapolis. Now more than 25 people from around the world come to Indianapolis each year, and we don't make them. They come to see a city. We don't make them come. They come to see a city on the rise, teeming with action, just like Butler, an institution on the rise. By nature, Indianapolis is a hospitable place. People are quick to smile, eager to please, and very authentic in their desire to help. There's even a term for this. It's called Hoosier hospitality. The 12th largest city in the United States is full of humility, just like the Butler community. And even though both Indy and Butler are humble, they have clearly earned the right to brag. CNN recently reported that Indy is a top 10 city poised for greatness. And Butler was recently named a best value in private colleges by Kiplinger Personal Finance. Just like Butler's vibrancy, students, there's a vibrant international city awaiting you, and it's in your own backyard. I invite you to go explore, to listen to live music on the lawn, our outdoor amphitheater. Spend time checking out a top 10 art museum, the Indianapolis Museum of Art, just down the street, home to Picasso and Van Gogh, and also the original love sculpture by Robert Indiana. Rent a Segway and cruise our Central Canal, part of White River State Park. And when mom and dad send money, and mom and dad, you are going to send money, is that right? That's a little concerning. When mom and dad send money, there's James Beard Award-winning chefs operating independent restaurants on par with New York. In fact, the New York Times canvassed the globe and listed 52 places you must go in 2014. And guess what? Indy made the list, alongside Athens and Cape Town and Nepal. Naptown? I don't think so. This city is wide awake. If you were to travel to Chicago or Los Angeles and stop someone and ask, what do you think of when I say Indianapolis? They would swiftly answer, the Indy 500. But we are much more than our famed race cars. If I ask the same person, what do you think of when I say Butler University? They'd probably answer basketball. Yet this university has much more than a strong team over at Hinkle. Like Butler, Indianapolis is full of interesting people. Indy resident and author John Green, whose New York Times bestseller was turned into a movie, The Fault in Our Stars, set right here in Indianapolis. Like Butler, Indy is a city of innovation. We are gearing up to launch the largest electric car sharing program in the United States. Indianapolis is a community built on servant leadership, and Butler epitomizes this quality. The university recently launched the Desmond Tutu Center with full support from this internationally acclaimed Nobel Peace Prize winner. The center will focus on leadership development in social justice and reconciliation. It should come as no surprise this leadership center is located at Butler University. Butler fosters leadership, attracts leadership, and that's why you're here today in Indianapolis. You are leaders in the making, and Butler and Indianapolis will help shape you. Like Butler, Indianapolis fosters experiential learning. When it comes time for you to land an internship, Indianapolis will be ready for you. The pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly, who pioneered Prozac in the 80s, has its international headquarters here and regularly employs Butler students as business interns. All of collegiate sports are governed right here in Indianapolis at the NCAA, an organization that is constantly looking for sharp marketing interns. The world's largest kids museum, it's here in Indianapolis, and they have a strong educational internship program. And once you hit graduation and look for a job, it will be Indy waiting to welcome you into our workforce. The most affordable place to buy a home per CNN Money? Indianapolis. The #1 city for new grads says career builder? You're right, Indianapolis. Naptown? I don't think so. Students and parents alike, you should feel utterly confident in your decision to be here today at Butler in Indianapolis. Daily, I have the pleasure of driving by the edge of campus on my commute to work. Peering at this place motivates me. While passing by Butler each morning, I'm reminded about learning the true meaning of servant leadership. Daily, I'm reminded of a professor aptly telling me that respect is earned, not given. Respect is earned, not given. Each and every day I drive by Butler, I'm reminded of my wife, Catherine, also a Butler graduate, and the day I met her here on campus, and the time I proposed to her right outside by the fountain. Every day I'm reminded of how Butler has shaped me, prepared me, enabled me. I am here today because of Butler. If I say the words aspirational, visionary, understated, up and coming, passionate, and exceeding expectations, I could be describing Indy, or I could be describing Butler. And that is why Indy is the perfect host city for Butler University. A special thanks to President Danko for inviting me here today to speak. It's an incredible honor. And students, congratulations on joining the Butler family. Welcome to Butler, and welcome to Indianapolis. Thank you.
Wow, Chris is precisely why we're so proud of our Butler University alums, both near and far. Indianapolis and Butler are really lucky to have Chris as a member of our community. Now, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Butler University's 21st president, James Danko. Inspired by President Danko's spirit of innovation, the university community is pursuing Butler 2020, a bold strategic plan that is moving Butler towards national recognition as a thought leader in transformative and student-centered higher education. President Danko was a successful entrepreneur in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, for nearly 2 decades before beginning his academic career. His leadership approach is based on stewardship, collaboration, and creativity. In 2012, he established the Butler University Innovation Fund, a new source of seed money that allows university to invest in visionary approaches to teaching, research, and service. To support Butler University's academic mission, President Danko has championed a number of campus improvements, including the renovation of this very facility, Clues Memorial Hall, the upcoming renovation and construction of new science facilities, the beautification of Butler's main thoroughfare, the Sunset Avenue, and the upcoming construction of a new 600-bed student housing facility and multi-use parking structure. President Danko also oversaw Butler's move to the new Big East Conference in 2013. This partnership matches Butler with other high-quality academic institutions, provides unprecedented opportunities for Butler student athletes, and raises the university's national profile. President Danko earned his bachelor's degree in religious studies at John Carroll University and his MBA from the University of Michigan. Before coming to Butler, President Danko served as the Dean of Villanova School of Business and as Associate Dean at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth College. President Danko also taught entrepreneurship and served in leadership roles at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Babson College, and the University of Michigan. He and his wife, Bethany, live on the Butler campus, where they can be most accessible to Butler students. As a matter of fact, you can frequently see them opening up their home to community members for guest dinners and casual conversations. Butler students, don't miss out on that, all right? President Danko foresees a Butler University that stands among its peers, a university that provides exceptional transformative learning and experiences and prepares students to make meaningful impact on the world at large. Students, parents, family members, please help me in welcoming President James Danko.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. And I also want to maybe another round of applause for our great speakers, Chad and Chris. You just did a great job of introducing and welcoming everybody to the community. Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to welcome our new students who are joining the Butler University community here today. You, along with your parents, family members, and friends, are now part of Butler's tradition of excellence, both in academics and in character. I'm grateful to the Butler faculty and senior leadership team who are participating in this ceremony and providing their support as well for our students. Their talents is the cornerstone of everything we do at Butler, and I'm so honored to be working with a great group of people. Every student here has worked extremely hard to arrive at this moment. I congratulate you on your achievements, which have earned you a place within this outstanding Butler University class. Supportive faculty, staff, and fellow students are here to help all of you make the transition to college life and welcome you to your new home on the Butler campus. You can also take advantage of the many resources that are here to help you academically, professionally, and personally. To our parents, this is also an important milestone in your lives. As the father of two grown daughters, I have some sense of what you're experiencing today. You're taking a very natural step in a progression when you drive away from our campus and leave your son or daughter here behind. I want you to know that I and all of Butler's faculty and staff take our commitment to help our students succeed very seriously. We wouldn't be in this profession, we wouldn't be at this particular university if we didn't feel that way. Many of us are parents. All of us think as parents. And our desire to create a nurturing environment at Butler where young people can grow as critical thinkers as well as well-rounded human beings who make a positive impact on the world. The name of today's ceremony is Convocation, because its purpose is to convoke or call together our incoming class in a formal assembly. But I would like this ceremony to represent a calling together in a deeper sense. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who Chris mentioned, is a great friend and supporter of Butler University. He stood on this stage last year and spoke of peace and reconciliation. His message of hope is relevant in every crisis we face today, from the Middle East to Ferguson. It is also relevant in the challenges of our daily life here on this campus. One of my favorite Archbishop Tutu quotes is this: "My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together." Think about that for a moment. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. The coming years will change your lives forever. Your intellectual growth will transform you. Your accomplishments will enrich you. Your service projects will humble you. But look around at your classmates. Go ahead, look around. Above all, they will change you. Your togetherness with this diverse group of people, most of whom you don't yet know, will teach you more about your own humanity than you ever dreamed possible. You are entering adulthood during an extremely perilous time in our global, national, and local history. 1 in 9 people in the world lack access to clean water. There are 1,750,000 homeless people in the United States. Right here in central Indiana, 1 in 5 adults cannot read at the 6th grade level, and 1/3 of our city's children live below the poverty level. I cite these facts not to put a damper on the joy of today's ceremony, but to underscore the fact that with great privilege, in your case, the privilege of being at Butler University, comes great responsibility. In addition to the amazing education, friendships, and fun that you are about to experience as a member of the Butler community, you also have a challenge. The challenge to define your own humanity. And you could not have chosen a better place to do that than Butler University. Butler was founded in 1855 by members of a congregation called the Disciples of Christ, who openly opposed the evil of slavery in the decade before the Civil War. Our founders felt so strongly about this that they wrote into the university's charter that this would be a non-sectarian institution free from the taint of slavery. Our university was also the first in Indiana and the third in the United States to admit both men and women on an equal basis. Today, Butler continues to strive to create a just world through education. We want our students to develop the critical thinking, effective communication, and decision-making skills necessary to be active servant leaders in society and to positively influence our common future. And this process starts right here in your everyday life as a member of the Butler University campus. You're probably wondering, many of you don't want to know what a university president is, right? You're thinking, what is the role of a president of a university? Now, let me tell you a little bit about it. Dr. Johnson mentioned it in his introductory remarks that my wife, Bethany, who's up there in the dark somewhere, Bethany, if you're there, wave. I think she's up with your parents. There she is. Give her a round of applause. We live right on the edge of campus here. And so as such, we have a chance to participate in a lot of things that you do here at Butler University. In a lot of ways, again, I'll just give you my view of what a president is. We're almost surrogate parents in some ways, right? I could also tell you my wife bakes cookies, and as Dr. Johnson said, we often invite you to our house to participate in different things, whether it's Halloween or a little study break when you need to get away or you need cookies or milk. So we're there for you. We participate in this community. We're very much at home here. And we want you to feel at home approaching us as you see us across campus. I'll also tell you that our house is just right on campus, Sunset. In fact, our bedroom window kind of faces campus. So we start to hear the noise. We hear what you're saying as you walk by. In fact, the noise started about a week ago. We had some early groups here. People behind me are laughing because they know exactly what I mean. We hear the voices as you're having fun out there, and sometimes a little bit too late for my taste, as it might begin to be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And so those voices start. And the other thing that happens, which is interesting, is I start to hear these voices in my head. That's kind of scary, right? You think your president might be a little crazy and hearing voices in his head. But the voice in my head is the one that says, God, keep them safe. So as I hear those other noises, you know, the thing that happens in this position, it happens in all of our positions, faculty, staff alike, is we're always worried about the safety of our students. It's really top of mind in everything that we do. And we do everything to think about it. Believe me, we go day and night. We're coming up with all kinds of new ways to keep people safe here on our campus. It's an important thing. So I want you to know that. But the problem is, in this position, you worry about that a lot. And you see things that happen, unfortunately, at other universities. I've seen these things. I'm sure some of you have, your parents have. I wonder sometimes if they even want to talk about it. I know as a father, as I was sending my daughters away to school, I don't know that I had the conversation with them. Sometimes daughters frighten fathers, you know, a little bit. Like, am I going to be direct with them about things to do and not do on campus? But maybe as your surrogate parent here, I could talk to you more directly. The thing that I really need you to do is you need to help us with that as well. There was a young lady a year ago that went away to Indiana University during the same week that you did, and unfortunately, something happened her first day on campus. And it was an unfortunate incident late at night. Not sure what happened. None of us were in that particular house to know. But it's probably the deepest, darkest fear that us as parents have about when we're sending our sons and daughters away. So what I'm asking you to do, going back to the humanness and the togetherness that I talked about earlier, you've got to help each other. You're the ones that are going to be in those dorms or in those off-campus parties at 2 o'clock in the morning. We're not there to protect you. We only could do so much. So you've got to take care of yourselves as well. And I'm quite sincere about that. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, because this is the Butler community, we believe in that togetherness. We believe that you're going to help each other. Do you accept that what I would like you to do is at some point, you've got to keep somebody else safe. You've got to turn to somebody that might be, you know, maybe they're feeling a little out of it, or they're sad about their parents going away, or they're looking lonely. You need to step in. That's part of your obligation as a Butler student. So the other thing that I need you to do is I need you to take a few times where you're thinking about keeping somebody else safe. You've got to understand certain things. You know, no means no, no exception. You've got to, with this responsibility of going away to college, there's another responsibility. I know it's great because you've got freedom. I've seen it in my daughters, and we're not naive. We know about the drinking and other things that happen. It's part of growing up. It's part of maturing. But we could at least think, we've got 1,000 students here now, if everybody just once in the next semester would to commit to doing something to keep somebody else safe, that would really be a big help to what we're doing. So let me ask you this, and this is not going to be as tough as the ice bucket challenge. I would like you, if you commit at least once each semester to keep somebody else safe, would you stand up, look at your family if they happen to be here, or look at somebody up at the stage and just give us a simple wave? Anybody that's willing to make that commitment, I'm asking you to stand up now and acknowledge that. Thank you. Please be seated. Students, I hope you enjoy every adventure and challenge you encounter at Butler. I hope that you learn more than you can imagine about the subjects you study and about yourselves. And I look forward to shaking your hand on that day that you receive your Butler degree and step confidently into your future. Until then, I look forward to visiting with you often on campus, to hearing about your experiences, and to watching you grow and learn. After all, my humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Thank you.
Those were powerful and direct words to kind of live by while you're a member of the Butler University community. Can we thank President Danko again? Excellent. I now call upon the Butler Chorale, under the direction of Dr. Eric Stark, to sing your alma mater. After their performance, please join the Butler Chorale and the platform party as we all are going to sing this together, okay? You will find the words in your program, so would you please join me in standing, all right, and singing your new alma mater. Not bad, not bad. Please be seated. Please be seated. Not bad. I think that's the best rendition I've heard by a new student class. Many thanks to our talented musicians. I would be remiss if I did not thank Joyce Ellinger, who did a tremendous job for us today by signing the convocation. So let's thank Joyce as well. In keeping with Butler's tradition of welcoming incoming new students, as the students recess out of Clues Memorial Hall, they are received by the faculty, symbolizing their entrance into the community of scholars. The faculty will assemble on each side of the theater, led by the faculty marshals. Students will be released from their seats by the student marshals. Parents and family members, please remain seated during this recess. The student orientation guides will direct the new students to the lawn in front of Clues Memorial Hall for their new student photo. Following the class photo session, students will join the faculty, deans, and administration, as well as their family members at the convocation reception that'll be held on the East Mall. Students, if you have not yet received your Welcome Week packet, you can pick that up at the East Mall as well, and you can have any questions that you have answered at that tent as well. I now call upon Dr. Mix to conclude the convocation.
In keeping with the Butler tradition, students will recess out between the members of the Academy and enter into the new community of scholars. I now declare the 2014 Butler University Convocation completed.